So the leap that everybody has to make in their head with Bitcoin is it's finite, and that you have to go down the rabbit hole of what is actual money, like what is it that we're trying to do, and we're all trying to just store our excess energy that
Yep.
we make every time we get a paycheck. We need to put it in something that holds its value, right? We're not even actually trying to make more. We're just trying to not lose, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if your currency keeps devaluing, then you lose. And so when you think of like, well, what, like, how do humans decide like what actually holds its value? That's when Bitcoin starts to make a little bit more sense because you're like, well, it's really just energy,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the reason you put it in real estate or some big condo or whatever is because there's no way to really cheat it. Like it just takes an like absurd amount of energy to build these buildings. It takes a lot of energy to go mine gold, and there's no way to cheat it. It's like physics.
Yeah.
You can't cheat mining gold. Now, if the price of gold goes up like a ton, yes, they will go mine more of it, but even that is still constrained because
Yeah.
you can't find it fast enough.
Correct.
And so, as silly as it sounds to like have a piece of gold metal or whatever, it's the fact that we all know through time how hard it is to make something or get this object, right?
Right,
That's
correct.
a store value.
Yeah.
And so when you can extract that to the fact of you can take something physical and make it digital, that's what Bitcoin is. It's like, you hear it uses all this energy and you're like, it's just wasteful energy. And it's like, no, just think about what you're saying. It uses a lot of energy to make a Bitcoin.
Right.
And so it's like, wait, so you're telling me it takes a
put-
lot of energy to make it, and there's a finite amount of it
So it's
ever.
scarce and it's hard to make.
You cannot cheat it. The only way you can get it
Yeah.
is either to trade your currency
Right.
for it,
Right.
or either to go out and buy one of these ASIC miners and you mine it, or
Yeah.
you get into the computational game to make it.
Yeah.
And so when you realize what we've done, it's like, oh my God, like we just created a store value that's in a digital form, but it's tied to physical energy that can't be cheated through time, right? Like, I mean, there's no other point in time where, it's physics is physics, right? Like things can only move at the speed of light, and like that's just the law. And so,
Yep.
so long as everybody knows that you can't cheat it, you really should start to play the exponential game to say, okay, this is
It's
interesting.
worth
If
dipping a toe in at least.
it's
into it,
it's
yeah.
what it's worth is reading about it, right? And reading books and trying to understand it. And the more you understand it, the more incredibly profound you realize, like, oh my God, like this is a big one. And as this catches on and all the other things we were talking about with like global internet and for again coming back to staffing what we do and building out
Right.
teams, I'm just like, oh my God, like this is something way, way different. And what staffing is or building out teams looks like in maybe 5 years it ain't gonna look like it does now.
I got